Just letting you know this is only my spoiler first impressions of the episode. Check my pinned comment for a free gift related to this video. And to watch my unfiltered reactions with exclusive bonuses, join my Asha Media TV Club. The link is in the description box below. Now, here's my afterthoughts of this episode of Fringe.
Dang. Okay, so far this is my favorite episode of the season. Very exciting from beginning to end, and of course, having all those similarities to White Tulip, all the more so, but with a more personal touch for me to relate to a lot more than in that episode with Peter, but also with the wife and her husband. I really like that story. There's so much. Okay. But I'm training myself to be a bit more consistent with how I do things so I can move on to the next episode and not feel too overwhelmed. So let's start with some scenes, right? Really good ones. The beginning for sure. This dream sequence. It's a reflection pretty much of what I want. Peter and Olivia together. Well, not necessarily with Walter in the background on a swing, but Walter, I guess, having fun, Sure. I would have liked perhaps if he was maybe, like this was a picnic and Walter's like eating food and maybe kids are around him and he's telling them some crazy story. That would have been interesting as a background with Walter. But Peter and Olivia at the beginning, and it ends up being a nightmare or a dream, more or less, reflective of what could have been. Okay, and then this whole thing with the time chambers, time bubbles, whatever, that was really cool, and then tying it back to being from 4 years ago when this whole series started for the show at that point, right? It's kind of like a back to season 1. The beginning sequence of the fire with the daughter going back to being a toddler, and then she goes outside and she ends up being grown up again at 5 years old or so. That was really well done. Just on a visual standpoint to open up the episode. All right, what else we have? Then we have, of course, Walter and his reaction to this Peter. It's good comic relief, and John Noble's doing a really good job at it. However, it's also just paving the way to when I eventually see him accept Peter. And I like how they're doing it so that it's going to be such a satisfying, I know it is, because so far it has been, so I am not going to believe this show is going to drop the ball on that. It is going to be a satisfying experience when Walter really truly accepts Peter. And seeing how he's integrating into the team, the Fringe team, and Broyles is recognizing his talents, and just pretty much, how it's been. And I'm waiting for him to get his official welcome to the FBI card. At some point. I don't know if I have a favorite scene just because there's so many really good moments. Okay, but if I'm going to stick to being consistent, let's pick that scene. Let me try and kind of pick that scene that lends to possibilities. And it's the moment where Peter was talking about the fact that he doesn't fit in and he has to possibly go home. Right there, I was like, oh, okay, well, that fits in with the fact that we have 2 bridged worlds. So it's the opportune time then to have him walk that bridge and go off to the second universe with Walter Nate. That's what I'm taking that line to mean. But then showing him going back to Walter's home may not be the case, or it's going to be a thing of both. He'll jump in and out. Okay, yes. I think that's what they're trying to do. And I know you can't validate this, and I'll see this for myself, but it seems likely they're going to have a reason now for him to bounce from one world to another. Yeah, essentially bridging, actually, the Peter character with the worlds he's a part of. Yeah. It's a good way to go about it. Makes it entertaining. I just don't want him talking to Faux Olivia anymore. I don't want, even though, because, I'll just say it. I'm sure you can sense it coming. It's like, I want him to find back his connection to our Olivia, and I just don't want Faux Olivia being the obstacle. I don't want him going back there, and then she finds another reason to be drawn to him, and they do a whole different twist of her leaving her fiance for this Peter. And then it's going to be like, oh man. Okay, I'm really spinning off possibilities there that it wouldn't surprise me if they do it, because they know it's addictive to watch. Ah! Okay. If it happens, I guess it happens. All right, moving on. Trying to see if anything else. Oh yes, the harness thingy. Yeah, it took me a minute there. It was, yeah, he had it in his body, and that was so cool to watch too. And I wasn't sure what they meant with the Faraday thing. Okay. I'll leave it at the fact that this is a fantastic episode. And I gotta find all the synonyms for fantastic, because I've used it so many times. Fantastic, excellent, wonderful, great, exquisite, rewatchable, 5 Ashemojis through and through. Indeed. I love it. I love this episode very much. So, share your comments below of other extra stuff that I missed or that you want me to, just remember as something cool, aside from the awesome guest appearances. Yes. Okay, there you have it. That's my reaction to episode number 6 from the 4th season, and those we've left behind. So, if you want access to my full reaction uncut, unfiltered with extra bonuses, and early access at that, because what you're seeing here on YouTube, I'm ahead of that, okay? Details on joining my club is in the description box below. You know the drill. I'll see you in the next episode. Peace out.
Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and check out my other videos.